What's going on, everyone? Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about, most confusing, and possibly most explosive relationships in Hollywood right now. A relationship that has fans arguing nonstop, critics raising red flags, and insiders whispering that things may not end the way people hope. Yes, we're talking about Jennifer Hudson and Common. At first glance, this pairing looks powerful. Two successful artists, two respected names, people who understand fame, pressure, and life in the spotlight. But once you look closer, things don't feel so simple anymore. In fact, the deeper you go, the more this romance starts to look like a ticking time bomb. And if you've been scratching your head wondering how this relationship could actually work long term, trust me, you're not alone. So buckle up, because we're about to break everything down step by step. A relationship that raised eyebrows from day one when rumors about Jennifer Hudson and Common first started floating around. Many people didn't take them seriously. Hollywood rumors pop up every day, and most fade just as quickly as they appear. But this one felt different. Fans noticed subtle clues, quiet appearances, soft interactions, moments that didn't feel staged or accidental. Still, nothing was officially confirmed on. That's where things got interesting. Jennifer Hudson never came out and publicly said, "Yes, we're together." Instead, she did what many celebrities do when they want privacy. She stayed vague. She denied nothing directly, but she also didn't confirm anything either. That silence alone made people suspicious, because in Hollywood, silence often speaks louder than words. Jennifer's careful words and the confusion they created when Jennifer was finally asked about the rumors. Her response was calm, controlled, and carefully worded. She brushed off the speculation, saying that people tend to create stories that fit whatever narrative they want to believe. She explained that she and Common worked together on a film where he played her husband. According to her, spending time together during filming, eating meals between scenes, sharing long days on set was completely normal. On the surface, that explanation made sense, but fans weren't convinced, because while Jennifer was saying one thing, her actions were quietly suggesting something else. The Instagram post that changed everything then came the moment that truly fueled the fire. Jennifer posted a birthday message for Common on Instagram. And it didn't feel casual. It didn't feel distant. It felt warm, personal, almost affectionate in a way that fans couldn't ignore. She praised him as a bright light, a Chicago icon, and a hip-hop legend. The tone wasn't professional. It wasn't neutral. Sounded like admiration, maybe, even something deeper. And that's when curiosity turned into full-blown speculation. Fans started asking questions. Why so much warmth if they're just coworkers? Why go out of her way to publicly celebrate him? Why now? The comments exploded. The theories multiplied. And suddenly, the idea of Jennifer Hudson and Common being a couple didn't sound so far-fetched anymore. A London trip that spoke volumes of. The Instagram post raised eyebrows. What happened next removed all doubt. Reports surfaced that Jennifer and Common traveled to London together to attend a Broadway-style production of A Strange Loop. That alone was enough to make people talk. But then an insider dropped a detail that changed everything. According to the source, the two were actively trying to keep their relationship low-key. They arrived separately to avoid attention. They avoided cameras. They avoided public displays. But once they were out of sight, they were clearly together, spending time side by side, sharing moments, acting like a couple that didn't want to be shown but also didn't want to stay apart. And that's when fans started saying, yeah, this isn't just friendship. The charmand, the red flags now, let's be honest. Common has always been known for his charm, smooth words, his calm energy, his ability to make people feel special. It's part of what made him successful. Just in music and film, but in relationships too. But here's the problem. That same charm has also earned him a reputation that makes people nervous over the years. Many fans have started calling Common a red flag not because he's disrespectful or cruel, but because he has a long history of walking away when relationships start getting serious. And Jennifer Hudson's fans? So many people are watching closely, worried that history might repeat itself. A pattern fans can't ignore. Common himself has admitted that commitment has always been a struggle for him. He's talked openly about fear, hesitation, and uncertainty when relationships move toward permanence. So when fans see Jennifer, someone who has already been through heartbreak, stepping into something that looks emotionally risky, they can't help but worry. Right now, Common appears happy, relaxed, enjoying the moment, but longtime observers know how this story often goes. Everything feels perfect until it doesn't, single quotes too, and this is only the beginning. Because to truly understand why people are so concerned, we need to look at Common's past relationships, the patterns that connect them all, from women he deeply admired, to relationships that ended quietly, to moments where commitment seemed just out of reach. And that's exactly where we're headed next. To understand why so many people are uneasy about Jennifer Hudson and Common, we need to rewind far back before the red carpets, the London trips, and the carefully worded interviews. Because Common's history in relationships didn't start yesterday, and the emotional patterns people are worried about today didn't appear overnight. They were formed years ago. The relationship that changed everything. One of Common's earliest and most meaningful relationships was with Kim Jones, the mother of his daughter. At the time, many believed this was the relationship that would finally anchor him. They weren't just dating. They weren't just casually involved. They had a child together. For most people, that kind of bond leads to stability, growth, and long-term commitment. A family, a shared future, a reason to slow down. But for Common, things unfolded very differently. Quiet ending with loud consequences, like many celebrity breakups. Common and Kim Jones didn't split amid public drama or tabloid chaos. There were no explosive headlines, no bitter interviews, no messy accusations. Their separation happened quietly, but quiet doesn't always mean painless. Years later, Common opened up in his memoir about that chapter of his life, and what he revealed added emotional weight to everything that followed. He admitted that his daughter felt like he hadn't tried hard enough to be present in her life. That admission alone spoke volumes. It suggested distance, absence, a struggle to fully show up not just as a partner, but as a parent. And according to Common, that emotional distance may have been tied directly to the breakup, running away, or running out of strength. To this day, no one knows exactly how that relationship ended behind closed doors. Some believe Common walked away when the responsibilities became too heavy. Others think the emotional toll of the separation changed him deeply. But one thing is certain. After that relationship ended, something shifted. Instead of slowing down, Common moved forward quickly. And that pattern would repeat itself again and again. Enter Erykah Badu, the first love after Kim Jones. Common entered a relationship that fans still talk about to this day, his romance with Erykah Badu. This wasn't just another relationship. According to Common himself, Erykah was his first true love. He spoke about her with awe, admiration, almost reverence. He described their connection as spiritual, emotional, and deeply transformative. He once talked openly about how being with her felt different, how it went beyond physical attraction and into something deeper, something soulful. They weren't just dating. They were connecting on a level that felt rare love, spirituality, and intensity. Common described Erykah as someone who opened his mind, expanded his spirit, and challenged him creatively. He admired her intelligence, her authenticity, and her artistic freedom. By his own words, she wasn't just special, she was extraordinary. Listening to him speak about her, you'd think this was the woman who finally changed him, the woman who made commitment feel possible. the woman who broke the cycle. But once again, the relationship ended. When love isn't enough despite the depth of their bond, Common and Arika eventually went their separate ways. No dramatic fallout, no public bitterness, no accusations, just another quiet ending. Speculation followed, as it always does. Some believed neither of them wanted to settle down. Others thought their intense personalities clashed over time. But what stood out the most was how gracefully Arika spoke about him afterward. She never criticized him publicly. She never hinted at betrayal or mistreatment. And that says something. It suggests that Common wasn't cruel. He wasn't abusive. He wasn't malicious. He simply didn't stay. The pattern becomes clear by now. A pattern was starting to form. Common would enter relationships with powerful, talented, successful women. He would admire them deeply. He would praise them publicly. He would speak about love with passion and intensity. And then, when things reached a certain point, he would leave. Not because the love wasn't real, but because permanence seemed. To scare him, Taraji P. Henson. When things got serious after Erykah Badu, Common moved on to actress Taraji P. Henson. This relationship felt different to fans. Why? Because Taraji wasn't treating it casually. She introduced Common to her son, a move that clearly showed she was thinking long-term. In her world, that step meant trust, stability, a future for a moment. People believed this relationship might actually last. But once again, the same story unfolded as the bond deepened. Common pulled away. The relationship ended, leaving fans wondering how many times this cycle would repeat before someone finally got hurt. Why fans are nervous for Jennifer Hudson. And this is where Jennifer Hudson enters the picture. Jennifer isn't naive. She's lived. She's loved. She's lost. She knows heartbreak. Which is why fans are worried, not because Common is a bad man, but because history has shown that he struggles when love demands permanence. Right now, everything feels light, easy, enjoyable. But what happens when expectations grow? What happens when emotional investment deepens? What happens when love asks for more than the moment? The warning signs are there. This isn't gossip. It isn't baseless speculation. It's a pattern formed over years, across relationships, across emotions. And unless something has truly changed within Common, fans fear that Jennifer Hudson may be walking into a story they've seen before. For Serena Williams, Angela Rye, and the commitment question that wouldn't go away by the time Common's relationship with Taraji P. Henson ended. Fans were starting to notice something unsettling. Not a scandal, not a controversy, but a pattern that kept repeating itself. Each relationship followed a familiar path. A strong beginning, public admiration, deep emotional connection, then distance, and just when people thought they understood Common's limits in love, he surprised everyone again, this time with someone the world already knew and admired. Serena Williams enters the picture when Common and Serena Williams were first linked. The reaction was immediate. This wasn't just another celebrity relationship. This was two global icons crossing paths. Serena Williams wasn't just famous, she was legendary. Strong, disciplined, focused, and deeply committed to her craft and her future. Many fans believed that if anyone could ground Common, it would be someone like her. The two reportedly met while working on one of Common's music projects, where Serena made an appearance. From there, the connection grew. At first, everything looked promising. A relationship that seemed balanced in, like some of Common's earlier romances. This one appeared calm and respectful. There were no dramatic public moments, flashy declarations. Just two successful people enjoying each other's company. But behind the scenes, something wasn't aligning. By 2010, the relationship quietly came to an end. No headlines, no bitterness, no chaos, just another chapter closed. Responsibility versus freedom, according to reports and later commentary. The breakup may have come down to one major issue: readiness for responsibility. Serena was always known for her discipline and long-term thinking. She built her life around commitment to her career, to her goals, and eventually her family. Common, on the other hand, still seemed focused on the feeling of love rather than the structure of it. And once again, when expectations grew, heavier, he stepped back. Even after the breakup, Common spoke kindly about Serena. He never disrespected her. He never dismissed what they shared, which made fans ask an uncomfortable question: if these relationships are good, why don't they last? Angela Rye. When things got complicated after Serena Williams. Common entered one of his most publicly complicated relationships. With political commentator Angela Rye, this wasn't a quiet romance, it was emotional public. On again, off again, from the outside. It looked like two people who cared deeply about each other, but couldn't find stability, love. With conditions, Angela Rye later opened up about the relationship, revealing details that made everything clear and more concerning. She explained that one of their biggest issues was children. Angela wanted a future that included building a family. Common, however, was reportedly not interested in having children at that stage of his life, and that difference wasn't small. It was fundamental. You can compromise on schedules. You can compromise on distance. But when two people want completely different futures, love alone isn't enough. The same wall again once more. Common had reached a point where the relationship required a clear decision, and once more he hesitated. The relationship ended, leaving fans with a stronger sense of déjà vu than ever before. By this point, it was impossible to ignore what was happening. This wasn't coincidence. This was a pattern. Why? This matters for Jennifer Hudson. Now, let's bring the focus back to Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer is not just entering a relationship with Comanches, entering a history. A history filled with incredible women who were admired, cherished, and then eventually left behind. Right now, everything feels exciting, new, romantic. But fans are asking the same question they've asked before. What happens when Jennifer wants clarity? What happens when she wants certainty? What happens when love asks for permanence? The emotional risk no one is talking about. Jennifer Hudson has already been through public heartbreak. She has already rebuilt herself. She has already learned how painful love can be when it doesn't work out, which is why fans aren't criticizing her choices. They're worried about her heart, because if history tells us anything, it's that Common enjoys love but struggles with staying when love demands roots. A fork in the road at this stage in his life. Common stands at a crossroads. He can continue enjoying relationships as moments beautiful, meaningful, temporary, or he can finally choose to stay. And Jennifer Hudson may be the woman who forces that choice. To truly understand what's at stake in Jennifer Hudson's relationship with Common, we need to stop looking at him for a moment and start looking at her. Because Jennifer Hudson is not just another name on Common's list of relationships. She is a woman who has survived heartbreak, public scrutiny, personal loss, and emotional rebuilding in ways very few people could endure. And that changes everything. Jennifer Hudson is not new to pain. Jennifer's life has never been a smooth fairy tale. Despite her success, yes, she is a powerhouse vocalist. Yes, she is an award-winning actress. Yes, she is admired around the world. But behind the spotlight, Jennifer has faced deep emotional wounds, some of them in full view of the public. She has experienced love that promised forever and then disappeared. Relationships that felt secure until they weren't. Moments where trust was given fully, only to be tested in the harshest ways. Those experiences didn't just hurt her, they changed her. A woman who learned to protect her peace after everything she went through. Jennifer didn't rush back into love. She became cautious, tensional, guarded. She stopped chasing excitement and started valuing peace. She stopped falling for words and started watching actions. And that's why, when people saw her linked to Common, the reaction wasn't excitement, it was concern, because Jennifer Hudson has worked too hard to rebuild her emotional foundation to risk it on something unstable. Why this relationship feels different, for better or worse. Jennifer doesn't approach love the way she did years ago. She doesn't overshare. She doesn't perform romance for the cameras. Doesn't confirm things unless she feels safe. That's why her silence about Common feels intentional, not careless. She's protecting something. But the question is, what is she protecting? Her heart, or the illusion that this might work? The hope that she can be the one. There's something many women quietly believe when entering a relationship with a man known for commitment issues. The thought that says, maybe I'll be the one he chooses. Maybe he's different. Now, maybe love will finally be enough. Jennifer Hudson is intelligent, emotionally aware, and deeply intuitive. She likely knows Common's past. She likely understands the risks, and yet, she's here, which suggests she believes something has changed, or she believes she can handle whatever comes. Strength doesn't mean immunity. Here's the truth many people forget. Strong women still get hurt. Emotionally mature people still feel pain. Knowing the risks doesn't make heartbreak easier, it just makes it quieter. Jennifer may be walking into this relationship with her eyes open, but that doesn't mean the outcome won't affect her deeply. Because when you've already been broken once, the second time cuts differently. Fans aren't judging, they're protecting the reason. Jennifer's fans are so vocal isn't because they dislike Common. It's because they've seen this story before. They've seen women love him. They've seen women praise him. They've seen women believe in him, and then they've watched those women walk away. Alone fans don't want Jennifer added to that list. The public versus the private battle publicly. Everything looks calm. No scandals, no messy headlines, no dramatic statements. But privately, that's where the real test lives. Because real relationships aren't built on Instagram posts or red carpet smiles. They're built in quiet moments when expectations are discussed, when futures are imagined, and when difficult questions are asked. And Jennifer is at a stage in life where those questions matter more than ever. The question no one is asking out loud, the biggest question hovering over this relationship, isn't about love. It's about direction. Where is this going? What does commitment look like to him? What does it look like to her? Because love without alignment doesn't lead to happiness. It leads to heartbreak. A crossroads moment. Jennifer Hudson stands at a point where she could either experience a love that finally feels safe and lasting, or relive a painful lesson. She's already learned the hard way, and the outcome depends on one thing only: whether Common is finally ready to stay.